So good to see you all this morning. Jerry, it's good to have you here. Jerry Caldwell, what brings you to?
Well, Tim, I wanted to come, and for the last 2 years, I've had the pleasure of being chair of the Finance Committee. I am now retired from that chair, but I wanted to come talk a little bit about finances and the stewardship campaign that's starting for the coming year.
Well, thanks. How did we do last year?
Last year, we had our successes and we had our challenges. Our original goal last year was $3 million for the stewardship campaign. We raised a little over $2.8 million. So as the budget committee and the finance committee, we had to go in and reduce some of the levels of spending that we had planned on some programs and ministries. And at the same time, we used approximately $65,000 worth of our cash savings to bridge that gap we had. So we were able to do a lot of things with ministries, grow a lot of ministries positively, but we didn't reach our goal that we really wanted from the stewardship campaign.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about the goal this year.
Okay.
And thanks for that update last year. Our goal this year is $2.9 million for that portion of the budget that's underwritten by member pledges. And today is the official start of that campaign, and you have in your bulletin, you have a sheet that talks about that, has a pie chart on it that helps you understand the budget. But let me mention that in this budget, we are emphasizing 3 areas, and that is increases in worship, in music arts, in children's ministries, and in youth ministries. In 2011, our worship attendance was up by a little over 5%, and we expect attendance to continue to increase. And we really want to invest in all of our worship services, and particularly what happens in the sanctuary on Sunday mornings. Our Advent services were very well attended, as you know, and that service, Christmas festival service with full orchestra, we had to actually bring in chairs for that service to accommodate the crowds, and there's no music that a pastor loves better than the sound of chairs being set up. But it was a wonderful service all the way around. And then we're becoming really the church in children's ministries in our area. And our children's attendance in Sunday school is up, well, it doubled in 2011, which is really great news. And then we've got the service, the Children First service that happens on the first Sunday here in the sanctuary at 9:30. And that's really growing, and so that's exciting. And then in our youth ministry, with our new youth director, Casey Langley, we're reaching out in new ways with our youth. We had Revolution Weekend, where youth's lives were really transformed, and the stories that came out of that experience were very powerful. And you know, you can't put a price tag on that. And so to keep these ministries sustained, we need to underwrite this budget and to grow those ministries where they need to be.
Kim, you're right. You know, the stewardship goal for this year is $2.9 million. That is $100,000 greater than what we received last year. Percentage-wise, it's a 3.6% increase. But let me take a second and kind of give you a little history of what I've seen being finance chair for the last 2 years and vice chair before that. Within this church, we have approximately 1,800 giving families. And a giving family is defined such as Patty and I, we're 2 church members, but we're 1 giving family. So there's 1,800 roughly giving families in this church. For the last 3 years, the member giving that we've had, either through the stewardship campaign or through non-pledgers who give regularly to the church, and we have a lot of those, that giving has been relatively flat. Matter of fact, the actual dollars has been so level that it's hard to believe that year after year after year there's been so many, it's been so flat. But we are trying to grow the church. We're trying to grow ministries. We're trying to grow programs. And just as you say, the Sunday school class growth that we've had, with that growth comes cost because we've got to buy more materials for them. You know, with growth comes cost. So we need to try to help fund increased growth for that. And that's what our goal is for this year, is to raise our stewardship giving by $100,000, because that will allow us to do so many more things in the church, Tim. It really will.
Jerry, you have a great way of talking about that. When you think about increasing our giving, the effect of everybody participating in that. You want to share that with the congregation?
Sure. As I said earlier, there's 1,800 giving families in the church. And if you look at the statistics on how we give, I mean, we have many wonderful givers who pledge or give very, very significant amounts of reliable gifts. But you need to know that every gift we receive, from the largest in the church to the smallest, is very significant. But I want to ask everyone here a question. If you could buy a cup of coffee next week, and it would bridge the gap for us to do our programming that we want to do, would you be willing to do so as a congregation? Okay. I'm gonna give you an example. Here's a Starbucks. I got me a white chocolate mocha last night. It basically cost $4, and I tell you, it was really good. But if everyone in the church, every family, would agree to either pledge or give $4 a week more, that's the equivalent of this cup of coffee. If everyone in the church, every giving family, would give that $4 more a week above what you've already pledged or usually give, the impact would be astronomical for us. Roughly, the impact would be $360,000 a year. So the point is, we need everyone to participate, and we need everyone to give a little more. We're not going to be asking for everyone. If you can give a lot more, that's great, but we need everyone to raise us up to what we can be. And that's my message to the congregation and to our other members, is let's all work together on this, doing a little bit more than we planned, and the results will be tremendous, Tim.
It's really a good word, Jerry.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Okay.
Appreciate that.